Okay. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam, Dr. Siddiqi. We can hear you fine.
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, things are good. I hope things are fine with you.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you everyone who is online and those who are here. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. So we continue our study of Surah Yusuf, and we'll be starting today's session from the ayah number 68. So you remember that brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam, they went from Egypt back to home, and they were supposed to bring their youngest brother, who is the real brother of Yusuf alayhi salam. Yusuf alayhi salam asked them to bring the younger brother also. He did not reveal his identity to them. They did not recognize him, but he told them that bring your other brother, because they wanted to get food, the share of their brother also. So he said, "Oh, bring him next time, otherwise he'll not get." So they persuaded their father to send him. And his father was very concerned about that, because they said that the last time you told me that you are taking Joseph and you take good care of him, and then he was lost, and you told him that he was eaten up by the wolf. So you were negligent about Joseph, and so you have to give me a pledge. So they gave him a pledge in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we will take good care of him and bring him back, unless something happened that's not beyond our control. So, and then their father told them, remember that the father told them that now you are going, 11 of you, make sure that you go and take good care of yourself. So don't enter Egypt or the city, main city, from one door or from one gate, but go from different gates. So why he said that? He did not explain it to them, and the Quran does not mention that. But our Mufassirin, they speculate and they say it was maybe he was concerned that these all these young people, nice, good looking, tall, somebody will be envious of them and they might attack them and they want to loot them, or they may have evil eye, that is, look at them with jealousy, and this jealousy may destroy them, something like that. So father was concerned. Whatever the reason, Allah has not mentioned that, so we should not speculate too much. So now it says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولما دخلوا من حيث أمرهم أبوهم ما كان يغني عنهم من الله من شيء إلا حاجة في نفس يعقوب قضاها وإنه لذو علم لما علمناه ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the compassionate, when they entered as their father had told them, it was not to help them in anything against the will of Allah, but it fulfilled a need in Jacob's soul. Truly, he knew well because of what we had taught him, but most people do not know. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that they went to Egypt the way that their father told them, instructed them, that they should not enter with one gate, but different gates. So, as the father told them, they did that. And I mean, whatever is the will of Allah, Yaqub could not change the will of Allah. ما كان يغني عنه من الله من شيء. But it was his desire. That means he made precautions, suggestions, ideas, advice. But the advice was not against the will of Allah, because he knew that very well. He was a prophet. He knew very well. So you say things to your children, do this and do this and do that, and they should listen to you. But that doesn't mean that you are going to change the will of Allah. You're going to change Allah's decision. As we mentioned before, there is something called taqdeer and then tadbir. Taqdeer is whatever Allah decides, whatever is the decree of Allah. Tadbir is your management of affairs. So you manage your affairs and then say, Inshallah. Huh? So you say, Illa hajjan fi nafsi Yaqub qadaha. And Yaqub knew very well, Innahu lazi ilmin lima allamnah. We taught him, we gave him knowledge, and he was a very knowledgeable person. So knowledgeable person believed in Allah, believed in the qadar of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but at the same time plans and gives ideas, suggestions. And the family members, children should listen to him. So they listen to him. Many people do not know that. Many people do not know the difference between taqdeer and tadbir. Sometimes people say, I believe in taqdeer, and they don't plan anything. And some people say, yes, I plan, I believe in tadbir. And then they ignore the taqdeer. And they don't say, Inshallah, if Allah wills that. So you have to have understanding of this thing. وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Many people do not keep a balance between the two. It is very important to keep the balance between the two. So this is, Allah said, this is what happened. Then وَلَمَّا دَخَلُوا عَلَى يُوسُفَ آوَى إِلَيْهِ أَخَاهُ قَالَ إِنِّي أَنَا أَخُوكَ فَلَا تَبْتَئِسْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ فَلَمَّا جَهَّزَهُم بِجَهَازِهِمْ جَعَلَ السِّقَايَةَ فِي رَحْلِ أَخِيهِ ثُمَّ أَذَّنَ مُؤَذِّنٌ أَيَّتُهَا الْعِيرُ إِنَّكُمْ لَسَارِقُونَ قالوا أقبلوا عليهم ماذا تفقدون قالوا نفقد صواع الملك ولمن جاء به حمل بعير وأنا به زعيم قالوا تالله لقد علمتم ما جئنا لنفسد في الأرض وما كنا سارقين. Then when they entered upon Joseph, he drew his brother close to him and said, I am your brother, so be not distressed by that which they had been doing. Then when he prepared their provision, he put the drinking cup in his brother's back, in his brother's pack. Then a caller called, people of the caravan, you are indeed thieves. They said, turning to them, what are you missing? They said, we are missing the king's goblet, and whosoever will bring it will get a camel's load of grain, and I am its guarantor. They said, by Allah, you truly know that we did not come to make mischief in the land, and we are not thieves. So they came to Yusuf. They entered Egypt, and they went all the way to the audience of Yusuf alayhi salam. And Yusuf alayhi salam was very happy to see his brother, younger brother. I mean, they all step-brothers, but Benjamin, the younger one, was his real brother. So, awa ilahi akha. So he drew close to him, his brother. His brother. The brother from the same mother and father. So that was Benjamin, the name that is mentioned in the Bible. The Qur'an does not mention the name, but he was the youngest brother. and said to him privately. Yusuf alayhi salam did not want to identify himself to other brothers, but he took him to some place and said, Ana akhuk, I'm your brother, I'm Yusuf. So be not afraid, don't worry about what your brothers have been doing to you, because must have been mistreating him. As they mistreated Yusuf, they must have been mistreating him also. So they talked to each other and got all the story, what happened during the years and this thing like that. And فَلَا تَبْتَئِسْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. And then Yusuf wanted very much that Benjamin stay with him, not go with these brothers back to Palestine. So he wanted to do something. The brothers said, Benjamin stays. So we gave them what their provision. They came to get some load of grain from Egypt. So when he prepared, or his servants prepared their provision, put a drinking cup in the baggage, in their pack. Put a drinking cup. جعل السقاية في رحل أخيه. He put a drinking cup in the pack of his brother. That is Binyamin's pack, Binyamin's camel. And in his camel, they put a load of grain, and that also hid a cup there. And the group, the caravan, started leaving. And when they were leaving, somebody called them. Azzana mu'azzinun. It's not adhan, he's not giving adhan. It's just azzana means to announce. Huh? That a caller, an announcer announced. Somebody shouted, Ayyatuhul ayr, innakum lasariqun. O caravan, you are thieves. So they call them, you are thieves. So قالوا أقبلوا عليهم ماذا تفقدون. So they said, turning their face toward them, said, what are you missing? Why are you calling us thieves? What are you missing? They said, نفقد صواع الملك. We are missing the goblet of the king. So you see that it was mentioned that it was siqaya, it was the drinking cup that they put, but actually it was not just a drinking cup, it was king's cup, goblet of the king. نفقد صواع الملك. Now the word suwa is used here. It was mentioned it was the siqaya, but it was not really an ordinary cup. It was cup of the king. And they say it was a precious cup. So nafqad suwa al-malik. That somebody picked up from the area king's cup. And it is quite possible that it was also used during that time for measuring grain. But suwa literally means goblet. So he said that we are missing king's cup. Anyone who bring it will get a camel load of grain. We'll give a reward. If you bring it, I'll give you the reward for that. Yes?
But wasn't it the king that put it in their pack?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Joseph?
No, it was in the brother's bag. And the brother was living also with them. So it was in his camel's bag, saddle bag, and that is where the cup was hidden. But nobody knows where is it hidden. Huh? Because he did not mention that, just hid that. So he said, if anyone will bring it, we'll give an extra camel load of grain. And the person who made the announcement, he said, Ana bihi zaim, I guarantee that. I'm a guarantor. A person can take a guarantee for something, can be a zamin. If you are zamin of something, then you have to do that. So it's ana bihi zaim. I am a guarantor. I will take care of that, I promise. So they said, that means this caravan, the brothers, all of them, they said, Tallahi laqad alimtum ma ji'na linufsida fil ard. Wallahi, by God, you know that we did not come to make corruption in the land. Stealing is a corruption. Stealing is fasad. And it's terrible thing that people do that, steal. So laqad alimtum ma ji'na linufsida fil ard. You know, we did not come. We are peaceful people. We came to exchange our money, or whatever merchandise we had with the grain, because this is the famine time. So we came just to get some grain. We are not thieves. وَمَا كُنَّا سَارِقِينَ. We are not thieves. So they said, no, we have nothing. There is nothing that that belongs to anybody else except whatever is given to us. So they said, قالوا فما جزاؤه إن كنتم كاذبين. قالوا جزاؤه من وجد في رحله فهو جزاؤه كذلك نجزي الظالمين. وبدأ بأوعيتهم قبل وعاء أخيه ثم استخرجها من وعاء أخيه كذلك كدنا ليوسف ما كان ليأخذ أخاه في دين الملك إلا أن يشاء الله نرفع درجات من نشاء وفوق كل ذي علم عليم. قالوا إن يسرق فقد سرق أخ له من قبل فأسرها يوسف في نفسه ولم يبدها لهم قال أنتم شر مكانا والله أعلم بما تصفون. So they said, oh, caravan, you are thieves. And they said, what is you missing? They said, we are missing king's cup. They said, we are peaceful people. We have not come make any corruption in the land. We are not thieves. I said, if you are lying and you found the cup there in your baggage, what will be the punishment? What should be the punishment of a person who has stolen that? فَمَا جَزَاؤُهُ إِن كُنتُمْ كَاذِبِينَ. If we found the cup in the baggage of any one of you, what should be the punishment? Of course, there was in the Egyptian law, there was a punishment for a thief. But they asked them, gave them this choice, tell us, what is the punishment in your land? You are foreigners, you are here in Egypt, and probably you committed that crime. So tell us, فَمَا جَزَاؤُهُ إِن كُنتُمْ كَاذِبِينَ. If you are telling a lie, that means we discover the cup in your baggage. So whosoever person has taken that, what should be the penalty? فَمَا جَزَاؤُهُ إِن كُنتُمْ كَاذِبِينَ. So they said, as far as we are concerned, the law in our land, the law of Yaqub alayhi salam, Jacob, the law is that if somebody's property is found in the possession of a thief, then thief will become the owner of that person. That person becomes the slave of the one who has stolen slave of the owner of the property. So he took the property of somebody, now he becomes the property of the owner. قالوا جزاؤه من وجد في رحله فهو جزاؤه وكذلك نجزي الظالمين. Those who are zalim, those who do wrong, we punish them, that person in whose pack that is found, that person will stay. and that person will be given to the owner. That means will be given to the king, and you become the slave of the king. جزاؤه من وجد في رحله فهو جزاؤه. The penalty of that person is that any person whose pack that is found, that will become belong to that person. It will be given to that person. So that means, according to Egyptian law, probably the person should be punished and expelled from the country. And if that person is expelled from the country, then Yusuf will not have him. So they are themselves said that. If you find any one of us is having that cup in our baggage, you hold that person. He will be detained by that person. كَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الظَّالِمِينَ. This is the way how we do that. In our country, in our land, in our law, this is what is done. So they started searching their baggage. And before searching his brother's bag, search other bags. فَبَدَأَ بِعَوِيَتِهِمْ قَبْلَ وِعَاءِ أَخِيهِ. So he began with their bags before his brother's bag. Then before Benjamin's bag, they started searching other bags. There are 11 people. So he started searching in the other 10 people's bags, and before going to Benjamin's bag. فَبَدَأَ بِعَوِيَتِهِمْ قَبْلَ وِعَاءِ أَخِيهِ ثُمَّ اسْتَخْرَجَهَا مِنْ وِعَاءِ أَخِيهِ. And then he pulled it out from the bag of his brother. The brother, they started that way so that they may not be suspicious that it's some kind of a plot, some kind of a plan that they have done. So, okay. So Benjamin's bag was searched last, and they found there. And they pulled it out from the bag of his brother. كَذَلِكَ كِدْنَا لِيُوسُف. Allah says, we plotted this for Yusuf. That means this is something by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted this way to happen, so that Benjamin will not go back. Yusuf wanted that Benjamin stay with him, and he could not hold him. He could not keep him any other way. So this is the way. كَذَلِكَ كِدْنَا لِيُوسُف. Kaid is a secret plan. Could be good or could be bad. But this was the good here. So we made this plot, this plan for Yusuf. Kidna li Yusuf, for the benefit of Yusuf. Ma kana liyakhudha akhahu fi din al-malik. He could not take his brother according to the law of the king of Egypt. He could not have taken his brother according to the law of Egypt, but illa yasha Allah, except whatever Allah wills. So that's why they had to, now brothers, the law of Israelite, and this law has to be applied. نرفع درجات من نشاء. We raise the ranks of whomsoever will. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has helped people who are pious, righteous. Allah helped them in different ways. وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ. And above every person who has some knowledge, there is one who has bigger knowledge, greater knowledge, the knowledge of everything. So there is alim over everyone. People have some knowledge, but there is someone who knows more. فَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ. And above everyone who has knowledge, the possessor of knowledge, there is the one who knows everything. Alim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So here, Benjamin has to be detained in Egypt, stay with Yusuf according to the law of Israelite people, because they themselves said that. جزاؤه من وجد في رحله فهو جزاؤه. And Allah says, this is a special scheme, a special plot that Allah did that for the sake of Yusuf. ما كان ليأخذ أخاه في دين الملك. He could not take his brother according to the law of Egypt. Some of the scholars, they say, you see the word deen here is used to mean law. The word deen, some people think that the deen means something religious, that is beliefs, aqidah, and ibadah, and worship. The politics, the issues of the affairs of the land, all of these things, they are not part of religion. You have to separate religion from the state laws. But according to the Qur'an, this is deen. Whether you have social life, whether you have political life, whether any aspect of life, everything is part of deen. So deen al-Malik, the law of the king. So ما كان ليأخذ أخاه في دين الملك إلا إن يشاء الله, except whatever Allah wills. نرفع درجات من نشاء فوق كل ذي علم عليم. So now, brothers, they said, إن يسرق فقد سرق أخ له من قبل. Because they did not like Benjamin, their stepbrother. They did not like him. So now they're accusing him. Said if he had stolen, he had another brother before who had stolen also. So they accuse Yusuf, and Yusuf was there listening. So in yasriq faqad saraqa akhun lahu min qabl. They accused Yusuf alayhi salam that he had a brother before who was also a thief. This is the way how they taking out their grudge, their anger. And what happened? Why did he do that? He is from another mother, and this family is been like that. Now this is our step brother, and he had another brother who did that. In yasriq faqad saraqa akhun lahu min qabl. Now, I mean, they are lying. They are liars. They lied to their father also by killing Yusuf. I mean, by attacking Yusuf and all of these things. When they said that he died, the wolf ate him. Now they are something. But you find that some of the Tafseer, they go into the stories. And they say Yusuf, when he was little, he did something like that. He hid something, and he was accused. We don't have to go into all that. There is no need to go into all this kind of stories. Allah has not mentioned that. And those people were known, telling lies against Yusuf. So they said, إن يسرق فقد سرق أخ له من قبل فأسرها يوسف في نفسه ولم يبدها لهم. أسرها, Yusuf kept it to himself. This thing, he did not answer them. ولم يبدها لهم. That means, ha here means answer, ijaba. So Yusuf knew the answer. There's no such thing. It was wrong. You are lying. You are accusing. But he did not say at that time anything. This was the patience of Yusuf alayhi salam. There is somebody accusing you in front of you, and you could answer, but you don't answer at that time. You don't do that. And say, later you'll find out. فَأَسَرَّهَا يُوسُفَ فِي نَفْسِهِ وَلَمْ يُبْدِهَا لَهُمْ. Yusuf kept it to himself and did not answer them. But he himself said, you are the one who are doing all kind of wrong things, all this mischief you have been doing. Antum sharrum makana. You are evil in your situation, in your behavior, in your actions. And Allah knows better. Allah knows well what you are saying. You are accusing innocent person. So he said, قال أنتم شر مكانا والله أعلم بما تصفون. Allah knows well what you are saying, what are you describing. So Yusuf alayhi salam did not answer them, but he kept it to himself. And in his own self, he said that Antum sharrum makana. Does not mean that he said it to them that you are bad. He did not say that. He did not respond to them. Lam yubdiha lahum. Wallahu a'lamu bima tasifun. And Allah knows better. Allah knows well what you are claiming, whatever you are accusing me of that. قالوا يا أيها العزيز إن له أبا شيخا كبيرا فخذ أحدنا مكانه إنا نراك من المحسنين. قال معاذ الله أن نأخذ إلا من وجدنا متاعنا عنده إنا إذا لظالمون. They said, "Oh, the honorable one, he had a respectable old father. Take one of us in his place. Truly we see you from among the virtuous." He said, "May Allah protect us from taking anyone other than the person with whom we found our property. For then surely we shall be wrongdoers." So first, they said all kind of things, that he is that way and he is that way. But then when they found that he is not, he's going to be to stay there, that Benjamin is going to be here, and he will not be able to go back to them. And then they realized that they had pledged to their father that they are going to bring him back. So now they started appealing to Yusuf alayhi salam. Yusuf alayhi salam's position is Aziz. He was the Aziz of Misr. He was the respectable, honorable person of Egypt. So they say, Ya ayyuhal Aziz. They didn't know that he was Yusuf. So they addressed him with his position. Oh, the Aziz. Oh, the honorable one. This person, this young man, he had an old father. Inna lahu aban shaykhan kabiran. Very old father. Respectable father, on the venerable father. He had an old father. So take one of us instead of him. فَخُذْ أَحَدَنَا مَكَانَهُ. Take one of us in his place. You are a very kind person. You are a very virtuous person. For the sake of his father, because we made a pledge to his father, and he's an old father, old man. He loves him very much. Please release him and take any one of us. We are other brothers here. Take one of us and leave him. Inna naraka minal muhsinin. You are a very kind person, generous person. So be kind. He said, Ma'ad Allah. May Allah protect us from that. How can we take somebody innocent in the place of the guilty one? Ma'ad Allah an nakhudha illa man wajadna mata'ana inda. May Allah protect us that we take somebody, we take a person except the one with whom we found our baggage, our property. That is the cup. Now it's very interesting here that he did not say that we hold somebody who is not a thief. He did not call him a thief. He called him wajadna mata'ana inda. We found our property with him, but did not use the word thief for that. قال معاذ الله أن نأخذ إلا من وجدنا متاعنا عنده إن إذا لظالمون. If we take an innocent person in the place of a guilty one, we'll be wrongdoers. I mean, punishment is only for the wrongdoer, not for the innocent people. Those who punish the innocent because of the wrongdoing of a guilty one, they are zalimin. Zulm is do injustice, not be fair. Inna idhal zalimun, they shall be zalims, and will not do that. So he did that. We found our property there with Benjamin, and he is going to stay. And this way, Benjamin stayed with his brother, Yusuf, not go. Now you can say that Benjamin was wrongly called a thief. He was not a thief. Happened, but this is something was done, as Allah says, "Kadhalika kidna Yusuf." This is a trick. Nobody was harmed, but this was to protect Benjamin from going back and stay with Yusuf alayhi salam. So he stayed with Yusuf alayhi salam, and then the brothers went back. They went back to Palestine, and when they come there, they say, فَلَمَّا اسْتَيْأَسُوا مِنْهُ خَلَصُوا نَجِيًّا قال كبيرهم ألم تعلموا أن أباكم قد أخذ عليكم موثقا من الله ومن قبل ما فرطتم في يوسف ولن نبرح الأرض حتى يأذن لي أبي أو يحكم الله لي وهو خير الحاكمين ارجعوا إلى أبيكم فقولوا يا أبانا إن ابنك سرق وما شهدنا إلا بما علمنا وما كنا للغيب حافظين وسل القرية التي كنا فيها والعير التي أقبلنا فيها وإنا لصادقون. When they lost hope of persuading him, that means Yusuf, they withdrew to confer with each other. The oldest of them said, do you remember that your father took a solemn pledge from you in the name of Allah? And before that, you did wrong in regard Yusuf? I will not leave this land until my father gives me permission, or Allah decides for me. He is the best decider. Go back to your father and say, oh, our father, your son committed theft. We can only tell you what we saw. We could not guard against the unforeseen. Ask the town where we have been. Ask the caravan we traveled with. Surely we are truthful. So when they lost hope that they could persuade Yusuf to give Benjamin, then they sat together. They went into some other place privately and they conferred with each other. What should we do? What should we do? And the elder brother, he said, do you remember that father took a pledge from you? You have given a pledge, a promise to your father that you will bring him. Before you already did that with Yusuf. You made a pledge and promise to your father that you are going to bring Yusuf, but then he was not there. You did not bring him back. And now you're doing again. So what are you going to answer your father? So he said, the elder brother said, I'm going to stay here in Egypt. You go. I'm going to stay until my father allows me to come back. So now you have three people gone. Yusuf Yaqub alayhi salam, these 9 brothers are going to go, and the 3 of them are in Egypt. Yusuf already there, Benjamin there, and then the elder one is there. So he said that I'm not going to go. I will stay here until my father allows me. Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make some other plan. Maybe Binyamin come back, maybe something else will happen. So they say, Illa yasha Allah, whatever Allah wills. وَيَحْكُمَ اللَّهُ لِي وَهُوَ خَيْرُ الْحَاكِمِينَ. Or Allah make a decision, and Allah is the one who makes the right decision. So here, now a third one is staying there. So he told them, "Irji'u ila abikum," go back to your father and say, our father, your son committed a theft. And we did not know. I mean, this is why I'm telling you whatever we saw. This is what happened. وَمَا شَهِدْنَا إِلَّا بِمَا عَلِمْنَا. We are testifying whatever we saw, whatever we learned. We did not know that he was a thief or this is what is going to happen. So we pledged and we wanted to bring him back, but this is what happened. He is guilty of a crime. And that's why he stayed there. And if you don't believe us, it's a little qarya allati kunna fiha. We were there in a nice city in Egypt. Go and ask the people of that city. It's a little qarya. Ask the city. That means people of the city. Ask the people of the city. And then also caravan, they went with the caravan. They said, ask the people in the caravan. They will tell you that this is what happened there. That's why one of us was found guilty of committing a theft. And that's why he is detained. So, and we are truthful. We are telling you the truth. We are not telling any lie to our father. So tell the father that's what happened. And if he gives permission for me to come back, I'll come back. Otherwise, I'll stay here. So he said, go and tell them, go back to your father and tell them this thing. Inshallah, we'll continue this story. What happened after that? Let us take some questions, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Sahab. The word sakaya and sawa,
No.
I know you explained it, but my thinking is that the word sakaya Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam used because he put the sakaya there. Faja'ala, the single person. And look like from Quranic wording. But when his people, his servant called them, "Oh, people of caravan, you are a thief." And they said, "What are you missing?" So their response was, "Sawa al-mulk," because they were Egyptian. They did not know the Hebrew language. So maybe in Hebrew language, Yusuf alayhi salam used the same cup, as a Hebrew language, sakwaya, which in Arabic and Hebrew, they are both very synonym words. And when the Egyptian people, the servant, who were non-Hebrew speaking, they said sawa, maybe they were using the word sawa for that. So is that a relevant explanation or thinking?
Well, I mean, siqaya and suwa' are both Arabic. Suwa' is not a Hebrew word.
No. Sawa is the Egyptian word that I am saying. Yeah.
No.
Not-
Suwa' is not an Egyptian word.
Oh, okay. I see.
Suwa' is the Arabic word. It is from sa'. Sa' is used as something for measurement.
Oh, for measurement. I see.
Suwa'. So
I
siqaya
see.
and suwa' is the same thing. And they both, siqaya is something used for drinking and suwa' is used for drinking. But siqaya
see.
is using the word suwa' al-malik. This is not an ordinary siqaya.
I see.
This
I
is
see.
not just a cup. It is the cup that belongs to king. So they're using a special honorable term for that. Nafqadu
Oh.
suwa' al-malik. Su'a is in some of the tafsir you find that they say it is it was used su'a for water, for drinking water or wine, and su'a was also used for, especially at the time of famine. They was using it as a measuring cup as well for grain.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
It is an official measurement.
Uh-huh.
It is a state measurement. That's why using the word kings.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I was thinking that way because Yusuf alayhi salam also said Ma'azallah, because the word Allah Egyptian were not using at that time. Only the Hebrew people, that the Yusuf alayhi salam was used this word, and his brother understood. But so that what does he mean? So
I mean, the whole thing is in Arabic.
yeah.
Yeah, the story is not mentioned in Egyptian language or in Hebrew language. It is
No, this Quran is in Arabic, but at that time, those people were not understanding that their language. For example, the word Allah was not used in their language. So Yusuf alayhi salam was speaking. So that's why he used the word squaya, and the other people used the word swa al-mal. That's what I was pointing out. Yeah. Okay. But you explained it well, Masha. Okay, yeah.
Good, very good to
go
into exact words and see what are their meanings.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other question?
Well, I made note of it because in this translation, or transliteration, it calls it a bowl. And I know bowls are used as drinking vessels, but instead of a goblet, which is usually smaller than a bowl.
Sister is saying that the translation that she has it says ball, not cup. So siqaya is used in the meaning of a ball, or suwa in the meaning of ball. Okay, that's fine. Same thing. You can have different meanings. Yeah.
Really big.
Yeah, ball could be a very big one. But they, in the famine time, they won't give too much grain.
That's why I say usually small.
If there is a cup that takes too much grain, then they have to be very careful. Yeah. Anything else? Hello? Naam.
Dr. Saba, just I'm happy to be joining back again, and it's amazing. This Yusuf al-Islam story is so comprehensive for human life. I'm sure you're elaborating every step of it. It has probably every journey of life and the issues people face in. I just want you to comment on that. I mean, it's really amazing, the comprehensive, like Allah mentioned.
Yes, Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair. Welcome back.
Thank you, Doctor.
You had a wonderful trip, as you told me. MashaAllah, you went to see Bukhara, and Imam Bukhari's
Alhamdulillah, Samarkand, Tashkent, Diva, and Tajikistan. Very inspiring spiritual life. And Imam Qasim ibn Abbas and many awliya, many civilization history. The original copy of Hazrat Usman, written on the leather piece, preserved in Tashkent Museum along with some other museums. And many historical documents, and the whole museum on the Quran with every single copy published throughout the world is being.
Good.
And the new, the memorial of Imam Bukhari is being remodeled, and the big masjid is being built, and it will be open in 2025, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Dr.
We miss you. Barakallah. Inshallah. So we'll continue, inshallah, this study. And
on this, Dr. Sahib, also in Punjabi language, the script is in Urdu style. Maulvi Ghulam Rasool, very famous scholar,
Yes.
he has written this whole story in a poetry. Just like Iqbal has a Bange Dara, it's called Ahsanul Qasas in a Punjabi language, and it is spoken all over, even in India, Sikh and the other Punjabi-speaking Hindus. They
Yes.
used to read this story. It's a very beautiful written, and
Mashallah.
then he has some word of wisdom in the end, in the poetry, which are very, very kind of romantic and also inspiring, what they call the Shakespearean Punjabi, you know. And if
Do you remember what he said?
Yes, I remember. It's a very book. It's a huge book. I have a book. I have a book with me.
Tell
Yes.
us, what is that?
Well, basically, he's describing the whole story. I cannot.
I'm asking that that's any one words or two verses in Punjabi.
Oh, I think it's a very difficult for me to tell. I think it's inshallah. I will let you. I will tell you later on. I don't remember all that.
Probably there are some brothers and sisters who appreciate Punjabi. They will have to hear the girl.
Yeah. Well, for example, on this one, when their brother went first time to the Egypt, and then when Yusuf saw them, so he said, that he's saying that, okay, you, okay, ਜਦੋਂ ਜਦ ਯੂਸਫ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਭਾਈਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਲ ਉਹਦਾ ਉਛਲਾਇਆ, yani he was so glad just to see them, although maybe they did a very bad thing to him, but just seeing them, he was so happy inside. Yeah, Yusuf Islam. First time when he did. Yeah.
Abdul Wahab is smiling. He understood.
Who?
Brother Abdul Wahab.
Brother Abdul Wahab. Oh, mashallah. Yeah, he understands how the language.
May Allah bless everyone.
Yeah.
Dr. Abdul Majid, pleasure to hear your voice.
Okay, thank you. Jazakallah. Okay.
حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه رب اغفر وارحم وانت خير الراحمين وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد واله واصحابه الباقي اجمعين برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين. Thank you very much. بارك الله فيكم.